Lesson 11.4, find a trig ratio given another ratio is what we're doing. So it says given cosine of your angle, that's theta, is 12 over 13. That angle, theta, terminates in quadrant 4. Then what is the value of sine of theta? So we have a cosine ratio. We need to find the sine ratio. What I like to do is still draw my axes to make my coordinate plane. Draw an angle in the quadrant they tell me. So angle 4, anywhere in this quadrant, draw a diagonal line, and then draw its leg going up to the x-axis. Know that the angle in question is here formed with the x-axis. Here's my 90. And then ask yourself, cosine is ka. So this 12 is the adjacent leg, and this 13 is the hypotenuse. And then label that in my triangle. So 12 is the adjacent to this, so that would be here. Hypotenuse would be this angled side, that would be 13. And then make sure nothing should be negative. You went right on the coordinate plane instead of left, so that should be positive. Our y value, though, should get a negative because we're going down. So in this quadrant, we should get positive, comma, negative. And then if we want sine from this angle, we need opposite over hypotenuse. So we'll still have something over 13 because sine and cosine always have the hypotenuse in the denominator. So from here, I'm going to do Pythagorean theorem and have my 12 squared plus x squared equals 13 squared. And then I'm just subtracting my 12 squared. Doing it on a calculator. We should be quick at this by now. 25, and then square rooting that. So x is 5. So again, I'm not getting a negative answer. I need to know that it's negative because of the quadrant that it's in. So from this angle, my opposite is negative 5 over 13. So drawing the picture definitely helps. Okay, let's try another one. Given that sine of an angle, its ratio is 63 over 65. That angle terminates in quadrant 2. Then what is the value of tangent of that angle? So we're coming up with a different ratio. Make your coordinate plane. Quadrant 2, this is 1, 2. Anywhere's fine. Drop down a leg so that it comes to the x-axis. Put your angle inside here, that's with the x-axis. From here we have sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse. So opposite to this angle would be here, that's 63. Hypotenuse is here across from the 90, that's 65. Again, this should be positive, but I'm going to get a negative x value because in quadrant 2, to get to this point, I go left and up. Left and up. So then I'm going to have to do Pythagorean theorem because I have tangent that they're asking for. I need opposite and then an adjacent. So Pythagorean theorem will be, let's call this x squared plus 63 squared equals 65 squared. I'm going to do 65 squared minus 63 squared and get 256. Square root that. And I get 16. But again, I know it's negative because of where it's at on the coordinate plane. So from this angle, opposite is 63 over adjacent is negative 16. So really I like to float the negative up in front of the fraction, but it doesn't matter either way. And I'm sure that can simplify. So we're just going to leave it negative 63 over 16.